What's up, guys? Aussie Sim Commentator here. How is everyone doing out there today? We are here live and loud for the Output Racing League. And as you can see, we're here at Eldora for round number 6. This is the first time the Output Racing League has gone to dirt. So it's very exciting indeed. Just have to give me a second. I'm still getting a couple of things set up. 17 people entered the practice session so far. At the moment, we have Logan Lansford sitting at the top of the timesheets with a 18.742. P2 is currently Jaron Sanchez with a 18.962. Derek Myers in 3rd, Trevor Harmon 4th, Matt Burgess 5th, Tommy Bordeaux in 6th, Thomas Harmon 7th, Dalton Cowden in 8th, Brian Beach in 9th, Mark Pentecoff 10th, Brogan Pickett Norris, our former commentator, in 12th, in 11th, Jonathan Hernandez in 12th, Travis Massier in 13th, Frank Isaacson in 14th, and Wendell Lowe currently down in 15th. The reason why everyone's pushed back one is because my time, which is currently 2nd fastest, does not count, because I am commentating. In saying that, we're going to go out on the track and show you guys what it's like to drive around here. Logan has said in the chat that he's already done practicing. He's achieved what he wanted, which was a an 18.7, sorry. So now he's done for qualifying, for practice. He'll be back for qualifying. So Eldora is a very tricky track. Get very sideways very easily, and it's not easy to miss the wrecks. When you're on pace laps, you're going to be rolling around in 3rd gear for the start, and the high line is the best place to be. As you can see, there's already a little bit of slick developing up here on the higher line. Some of the slower guys will probably be half throttle down low. And it's not very easy to get full throttle at all. Sometimes the wall will be your best friend, as, whoa, Brogan Pickett Norris. We're going to throw a slider on him. It wasn't hard to get that slider going, because he was in the wall a lot there. Slowed him down quite immensely. So it's not hard to get it's not easy, sorry, to get full throttle down on this track. Generally, it wants to send you off in all different directions, especially if you don't have it running straight and you don't have a good control of it. So yeah, the low line is not really a feasible option, as we got Brogan back on our bum now, because we're going a little bit slower there. And there's going to be no pit stops unless you're getting repairs done in this race. You can't change tyres or add fuel or even get a windshield tear off during the race. That's just one of iRacing's rules, and unfortunately we have to abide by it. So all trucks are running 100% fuel. There's no tyre wear anyway. Not for dirt yet anyway. So as you can see, the high line is the best place to run. You're going to be right up, just about, if not just slightly touching the wall. Doesn't look like I'm going to improve my time. And the pit lane entrance is really bad. Just ask Jonathan Hernandez and Steve Turner. As you can see, I got a little bit wrong there as well. And everyone is fighting.
Start looking for your sign.
So at the end of the night, they can all be right here.
5.
On the top of the podium. Alright, we're just going to get out of the car. As As we go to live features now, we're focusing on crashes, of which I'm expecting there is going to be quite a few. As we see the 54 there going around. There's going to be a lot of contact made within this race. It's not going to be very pretty at all. So after this we're going to go into qualifying, which we will be in adverts for. Then after qualifying we're going to have 10 lap heats. At the moment it's looking like we're going to have 2 heats with the slightly reduced numbers because people are too scared to run here. There's our second place man, Jaron Sanchez. Oh, just clipping Mark Penticup in the 5 and blowing his engine. And that was weird. And now we've got the 22 car, which is Brogan Pickett Norris. Our former co-commentator trying to show these asphalt drivers how to run the dirt. As he comes up on the inside of Frank Isaacson there. Gave him a little bit of a tap. Brogan's car at the front is definitely looking a little bit worse for wear. As he comes around, Jaron Sanchez who's coming out of the pits. Frank fighting back on the inside. You don't see that too very often. But that momentum up high is where it's at if Brogan can just get a little bit higher. You pretty much want to run the wall the entire way around the corner. Only cut down away from it if you need to. As Brogan now goes full send into the wall. It's good to see Brogan out there though. And now we're going to go look at our current number 1 time getter, Logan Lansford. He said he was done with practice, but then he changed his mind. He thought he'd go run a couple of laps since we started up the broadcast. His last lap was a 19.456. And that one was even slower. As we're going back to focus on crashes now, we see Jaron Sanchez there in the 4. Get a little bit too sideways mid-corner as he comes up on the inside of Brogan. Oh, just managed to stay off Brogan. Then they touch going into turn 3. They've both crashed and they've taken the 54 with them. That's Derek Myers, and Logan just sent it into Brogan there. That hit harder than a Beyonce single. And for some reason it seems to be stuck. Let's go have a look at Jonathan Hernandez. Throughout all the practice races we've done, he's been slowly learning how to get a hold of this track. Yeah, it totally looked like an accident too, Logan. Totally. But Jonathan Hernandez currently down in the 15th position. Oh, there he goes, going for a spin in the middle of the 3 and 4. Now got the 5 of Mark Penticup on screen. He's currently down in P11. Oh, sorry, P10. So I'm so used to myself being so far down the order that I don't even matter. We see Dalton Cowden there. He's struggling to find a grip on the car, but he's currently in P8, which is not bad. But as you can see there, still just struggling ever so much. And we currently got Tommy Bordeaux and Thomas Harmon in P6 and 7 respectively. As we go back to looking at Jonathan Hernandez. Oh, Jonathan Hernandez wall riding. That was an interesting sight to see. And there's Thomas Harmon. We got Dalton going around the outside of Frank there. I think there was a little bit of contact that we just missed. And right behind them is Logan. He's definitely going to be one of the fastest guys here tonight. As he followed Dalton into the wall there, cuts it down low to get underneath him. Couldn't quite get the full send slider on him. Dalton looking pretty good right now as we go and look at Mark Pentecup and Derek Myers right now in 9th and 3rd. Oh, and now we're on to Jaron, who's just tapped the wall in front of Tommy. And Jaron's now doing a wall ride. Jaron's stuck on his side. Oh, and he just got out of the way before Dalton got to him. There's the 5 Mark Pentecup. Oh! Thomas spun on the inside of the track there. Looks like Logan might have had something to do with that. And Tommy Bordeaux, two-time defending champion of the ORL League. Oh, Logan's now caught up in an accident. Thomas is there again. Maybe that was a returner serve for Logan. As we go back to looking at Tommy Bordeaux, currently P6 with a best time of a 19:109. Yeah, things look a little bit different as far as the I rating goes with these guys for this week. Because not many of these guys actually run dirt. Like Travis Massier and Frank Isaacson are actually both, and Thomas Harmon, all base rookies. 1350 I ratings with a 2.5 rookie license, which tells me that they haven't run a single race in official dirt oval. A couple of A classes in dirt though, with Trevor Harmon, Tommy Bordeaux, Gerald West and Brogan Pickett Norris, and even myself, A class dirt oval drivers. Logan Lansford and Brian Beach, the only B classes. The only C class drivers we have is Mark Pentecup and Jaron Sanchez. And Matt Burgess, Dalton Cowden, Brian Chambliss, Jonathan Hernandez and Wendell Lowe are all D class drivers in the dirt. I love it when the 57 and the 8 get together on track because they both have very similar looking cars. That's Frank Isaacson and Tommy Bordeaux, as Tommy goes for a big send on the inside of Frank. It's not fast, but it gets the job done. Looks like I'm missing 2 buttons from my little camera selector here. I'll have to figure out who's missing from it. Looks like I'm missing Gerald West from my little buttons cluster. And myself, actually. So that's alright. Oh, there's Dalton going full send into turn 4. Right behind him was Thomas Harmon, and there's Mark Pentecup as well. Oh, Dalton's gone around. Dalton's gone around in front of everyone. I'm pretty sure a couple of people were definitely laying a few bricks there, wondering where Dalton was going to go. As we see the 5 of Mark Pentecup starting to get a bit slidey. Let's see, how long do we have left in the session? We have just over 13 and a half minutes left here. Is there anyone going to be able to topple Logan from the top of the timesheets? At the moment it's Logan followed by Jaron, Derek, Trevor, Matt, Tommy, Thomas, Dalton, Mark, Brian, Gerald, Brogan, Brian, Jonathan, Travis, Frank and Wendell. That was very close for the 13 car there. Logan's just popped in the chat to say that he's got 3 18.7 timed laps, all spread out through the session. So that means at the moment, no matter what the track's throwing at him, he's going to be pretty quick. Because the track will reset to about 10% for qualifying. It's definitely starting to look like everyone is starting to get to grips with the track and how it's going and how they're going to race it. The only thing that's going to suck for the people who are struggling to get a handle on it to begin with, who are getting the hang of it now, is that the track is going to reset, which means that the track's going to be completely different for when they actually hit the track again. as Dalton and Thomas there are fighting really hard. Looks like Dalton's got his number around the outside. I'm actually surprised that no one has dethroned me from second. With there being no drop rounds in ORL, it's very surprising to see such a small field for this week. Oh, as Dalton spun in front of Thomas, Matt just managed to sneak around the outside there. And there's Mark Pentecoff. Oh, just sideways. Oh, can he hold on to it? He saved it! Thomas going full send there, trying to get around Frank. Couldn't quite get it. He got it that time. There's Output Racing commenting in the chat now. Wanted me to sing a certain line from an old Daytona arcade game, which I'm not going to do. You should know better than that. Unless you want to pay me extra, that is. As we're starting to wind down the time here, it's very possible that we might see some people come out and trying to do some simulation qualifying runs, but I think all in all it's just going to be about survival. People are just going out to trying to survive. We've got about 6.5 minutes left in this practice session. Yes, that is indeed correct, Logan. The track will reset to 10% for qualifying, which was the starting track for practice. Sorry guys, I just had to go and let one of the drivers know who is currently doing a different race, that it's only 5 minutes until qualifying. As we see the 5 of Mark Pentecoff going around again. See Mark trying to send it. He looks like he's definitely becoming more confident with the track as we see Logan out on the track in front of him. Playing around with shifting down into third. Oh, he goes for a big spin. And there's Jaron coming out of the pits. Oh, Dalton! Big, tight understeer into the wall there. Got Tommy Bordeaux on the way through. We'll probably see a little bit of that during the heat races and maybe even the feature race. Alright guys, we've got about 3 minutes left to practice. We're going to go to our commercial break now. And when we come back, we will be gridding up for heat number 1. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Qualifying is over. And we should start seeing the grid forming for the first heat here. So I'm just bringing up my standings so I can see who's starting where. And it's not even giving me that at the moment. Looks like we're going to have Tommy Bordeaux off at the front. We've got the 86 of Gerald West on his outside, Jaron Sanchez out of 3, Dalton Cowden out of 4, Thomas Harmon out of 5, Brogan Pickett Norris out of 6, and Travis Massier is going to be starting for P7. We're just waiting for time to run out for the people who have unfortunately left, and now we're off and rolling now. Looks like yep, just a field of 7 to take the green flag here. The lights are out on the pace car. I was surprised to see Logan not off the front row of the first heat here. I would have expected, with how cocky he was being, that he would have qualified first.
Green.
And we are off and racing. First heat of ORL Eldora. Gerald West with a big run on the outside there. Couldn't quite get in front of Tommy. It looks like Jaron might have had some issues in the back. And he slipped all the way back down to P6 there, or P5. Yeah, P5. That's not going to be good for him. At the front, we still have a titanic battle going on between Tommy and the 86 of Gerald West. Gerald making that low line work. As you can see, just back behind these guys, we're almost 3 wide between Dalton, Thomas, and Jaron. Absolutely frenetic racing going on here as Jaron takes a tour of the fence. Oh, Dalton, very sideways there. He held on to it, luckily. And he cuts across the nose of Jaron. Dalton, one of the guys who didn't think he was going to be able to handle it tonight. Definitely showing him what's good. As he goes down to the extreme low line to slide all the way back up. Oh, and he's got it wrong and Jaron's hit him. They're both gone. Oh no, they've both got smoking engines. That is their heat races done. As we're back on board, we're back with the 57 now, Tommy Bordeaux. Looks like Gerald was copying the fence a little bit there. And it looks like Brogan's actually caught up to the Thomas Harmon car there. Oh, and Thomas has got it spun. Brogan got him fixed up there though. Let's go have a look inside the gyro cam of Thomas, so we can hear and see what he hears and sees. So he's trying to chase down Brogan. As we're coming up to 8 laps complete, just 2 laps to go when Tommy gets to the line. Thomas goes for the big send. Nothing doing. We're going to go back to looking at Tommy though. Big lead right now, 2.5 seconds. As he comes up to start the last lap. Last chance to win it or wear it. And he just looks smooth and in control. And there it is, your Heat 1 winner, Tommy Bordeaux. Very shortly we should see him appear in the voice channel so we can grab a quick interview with him. He's going to park it right there on the front straight. Right next to the Camping World Truck logo. Well done. I just got to wait for him to spawn himself into the top 3 waiting room while we get the second race sorted out here. Looks like we've got Logan Lansford with Matt Burgess on his outside. I'm not quite sure who that is. I think that might be Derek Myers and Mark Pentecoff. Towards the back we've got Jonathan Hernandez, Frank Isaacson, and off the back I'm not actually completely sure who that is. Alright, now for our Heat 1 winner, I'd like to welcome Mr. Tommy Bordeaux into the box here. Tommy, great race win, man. About 2.5 seconds in the end there. How did the truck feel and how's the track going?
Yeah, how's it going, Corey? Yeah, baby, it felt pretty good. I'll tell you what, god dang, man, I didn't expect to win the pole or really be that fast here anyway. But how about that, man? Won the pole. It's all about track position here at Eldora. Let me tell you that much. The TommyBordeaux.com Chevy Silverado was up front. That's what I want to be for the rest of the night. So, wow, felt great. Felt really hooked up. Had a clean first heat race there. Now the big show is going to be what's important here. Hopefully I can stay up front and be there all night long.
Alrighty, man. Well, thank you very much. Good win, and hopefully we'll talk to you later on. We're about to start this next heat race.
Alright, thank you.
Alright guys, that was Tommy Bordeaux, our Heat 1 winner. As we go back to the live action on track, we are off and underway. Logan Lansford with a big start there off the pole, cutting right across Matt Burgess, who was in second. In third at the moment we do have Derek Myers and Mark Pentecoff fourth. Brian Chalmers is the car that I couldn't get, right at the back there, the 21 car. Looks like at the moment we've got Logan followed by Matt, Derek, Mark, Jonathan, Brian and Frank all the way at the back at the moment. We're going to actually go back and have a look at this battle for second that could be brewing with Matt and Derek. Looking out from the back of Matt Burgess's car here. Such a cool camera angle. We get to see all the mud and the dust coming off the car. As you heard there, Matt had to downshift a little bit. Logan, it's gone out to a commanding lead. Looks like Jonathan Hernandez might have gotten into a problem there. He's fallen all the way to the back. Just in front of Frank Isaacson. Mark Pentecoff, oh, he's just come off the wall. He's currently in 4th. Things are looking fairly academic from here. So we go have a look at our leader, Logan Lansford. Just smooth, controlled, and calculated. And just look at him. He's not hitting the wall. He's just perfectly on that high line. Just absolutely nailing every corner. Logan swaps it up for the low line there after he finished that race. As he goes into the pits, he's a very happy camper. He's going to make his way over to the podium there. Matt Burgess was in 2nd. As we're going to bring Logan up for a quick chat before the feature race here. Logan, great race, man. Absolutely controlled from start to finish. How do you feel, and how's the track feeling?
Track is fast, and I think it's going to get faster as we go along because we're going to slowly build that berm up. Oh man, I can't wait.
Alright, awesome, man. We'll let you get straight into getting ready for the race. We don't want to hold you up for too long. Good win, man.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, guys, that was the 31 of Logan Lansford. Looking to get the win in the feature race here. He was definitely one of the fast guys. As we are going to go through our grid here, we got Tommy Bordeaux off the pole, Logan Lansford 2nd, Gerald West in 3rd, Matt Burgess in 4th, Brogan Pickett Norris in 5th, Derek Myers in 6th, Thomas Harmon in 7th, Brian Chalmers in 8th, Travis Massier in 9th, Jonathan Hernandez 10th, Dalton Cowden in 11th, Frank Isaacson 12th, Jaron Sanchez in 13th, and Mark Pentecoff starting out of P14. As we are rolling out onto the track to get ready to officially start round number 6 of the Output Racing League. 80 laps of the Eldora Speedway here. For the stats nerds at home, out of the 18 people who were registered for this session, the 1412 strength of field, with there being a few people who don't do very much dirt, the I rating is definitely on the lower side of things. The biggest I rating we got is actually a 1845 by Brogan Pickett Norris. Alright, we're going to watch this onslaught from Mark's gyro cam. We're off and racing. Dalton's already gotten a little bit sideways. Mark taking it very easy here at the back. I'm going to go and have a look off his nose now, I think. Oh, we got a big crash already. Thomas Harmon's in it. Oh, Mark couldn't avoid it. We saw Jaron in there as well. And the 27 of Jonathan Hernandez. Let's see if we can see what brought that out. Jonathan Hernandez got into the wall there coming off a turn 2. Just tapped Travis Massier. And looks like that set off a chain of events. Oh, Dalton's involved. Thomas Harmon. Jonathan Hernandez. Isaac got a little piece of Dalton. Jaron had nowhere to go. Mark Pentecoff almost got through that. I say almost because he got a little piece of Thomas right there. That sucks for them. There is one fast repair and those guys are probably going to have to use it. At the moment, we've got Logan Lansford in the lead, Tommy Bordeaux P2, Matt Burgess in 3rd, Gerald West 4th, Derek Myers 5th, Brian Chalmers 6th, Brogan in 7th, Dalton Cowden 8th, Mark Isaacson 9th, Travis Massier 10th, Jonathan Hernandez 11th, Thomas Harmon 13, Jaron 14, and Mark Pentecoff in 15th as we're about to go back to green. And we are off and racing. Logan with a big jump there to take the lead. And Gerald West just absolutely sending it around the outside of Tommy Bordeaux there. He's captured P2, but he's in the wall. Will Tommy fight back and get P2? Not quite. So we're going to have to be very vigilant here and look back in the pack a little bit for the goings-ons around the track. Do we see Dalton there trying to get on the inside of the 21 of Brian Chalmers? And on the outside of them is going to be Brogan Pickett Norris. Oh, a little bit of tap to Brian there by Brogan. Dalton still looking like he's struggling with the car a little bit. He's very beaten up car. As we're going to go back to the front of the pack to see how things are going on. Logan out in a space and time dimension all on his own. Gerald West still P2. Tommy's still 3rd. But Tommy's coming under pressure by Matt Burgess now. As we're going to get the chopper onto the situation. Tommy looking very sorted here in P3. We're going to go back and have a look at Thomas Harmon and how he's doing. Oh, he's in the wall just in front of Jaron there. That's going to hinder him a little bit. Jaron now trying to get around his outside. Can't quite get it pulled off. Oh, Thomas. Got it gathered up. Got a little bit too loose there. But Logan just absolutely controlling this. If we go and have a look out the back of his car, I bet we won't see anyone. Oh, and we have another caution. We have another caution. See if we can go back and see what happened there. Got the 54, our second place car of Derek Myers there. Let's go back and have a look at what transpired there. He had already dropped a lot. Oh, the 86 Gerald West. He was our second place man. And, oof. They're both dead. That is unfortunate for both those drivers. Looks like Derek might have had to have towed there. Gerald is still up in P5. Let's go have a quick little look at Gerald's car. There he is. Oh, his car's looking a bit second-hand there. As we're forming up for the restart now. Logan with lane choice as the leader. And we are back underway.
Green flag.
Tommy Bordeaux quickly slotted into P2 there. Didn't want to give an inch to Matt Burgess in third. I don't want to talk to Logan under yellow. He's leading. He's not crashing. Logan is absolutely running away with this race. Very quick caution laps here. It is only a half-mile track and pit stops are not mandatory. See Tommy Bordeaux there in second. Looks like Matt Burgess is going to get challenged from Gerald West as we got another caution now. I think that might have involved the 13. He is smoking quite heavily. Let's just rewind it a little bit here. Coming through 3 and 4. All's looking alright. Oh, it's the 21. 21 of Brian Chalmers. Checked up in front of Travis unexpectedly. And unfortunately, Frank Isaacson. Oh, nowhere he could have gone there. Nowhere for either of those drivers. That is unfortunate. As we go back to looking at Logan Lansford, our leader. By the looks of things, Derek Myers might be out of this race. Not sure about Frank either. I think he might be done for the day as we're getting ready to go back to green. We're still going to have 59 laps to go when the green flag drops. And we're off and racing. Logan with a big jump again. Just absolutely pulling away from the second place car there of Tommy. Tommy just got monstered. And we're under caution again already. Let's see if we can see what's happened here. Oh! Wow, let's get that rewound real quick. So we're on Brogan. It looks like Dalton got a bit sideways there, just got caught by Brogan, and that's just caused all kinds of dramas here in the back of the pack. Oh, that is unfortunate for all those drivers involved. See Logan there, getting ready to restart again already. So Brogan was meant to be our down under ring-in racer. As Gerald West now files underneath of Logan. All restarts are on the leader, and the leader does have lane choice. We're off and racing again. Logan with a big jump straight away. Looks like we might have a battle for P2. Not quite. Matt Burgess just couldn't quite get his nose out on the outside of Gerald. But Gerald is slightly into the fence and a bit too sideways there. He kept it going with the momentum. Matt Burgess looking ever hungry though. We got a battle up here for P5. We got Dalton, we got Thomas Harmon, and we got Jaron Sanchez. Thomas just got monstered by Jaron and has fallen back to 6. Jaron's up into P5 now. And the battles are still continuing just behind them, with the 21 joining in on the fray. And here comes Brogan Pickett Norris as well. Absolutely frenetic racing going on here at the back of the pack. Logan starting to pull away again. Gerald West in a clear P2. As things start to get a bit loose and crazy here in the back of the pack. Oh, and Dalton! He's tapped the 27, and Brogan is involved in another accident. We don't need to go back and see that replay. We know what happened there. As we're going to go back to our leader now. It's the Logan Lansford in the 31 car. As we're only 30 laps complete in this race. Nearly 31 complete, which means it's only a matter of 49 laps to go. Just hoping there's not too much damage on those cars so they can come back out and continue. Frank is back out on the track, the 8 car. Albeit 4 laps down, but that doesn't matter. He is back on track and still going. In fact, he should be getting a wave around here. Or at least a lucky dog to get one of those laps back. As we get formed up and ready for the restart here. Logan Lansford, we've got Gerald West, Matt Burgess, Tommy Bordeaux, Jaron Sanchez, Thomas Harmon, Brian Chalmers, Mark Pentecoff, Jonathan Hernandez, Travis Massia, and Brogan Pickett Norris in P11. And we're off and racing again. Logan cut down the track a little bit, tried to force the issue with Gerald, trying to push him down. Didn't quite work. So we're going to look at this battle for 3rd. Oh, we got action in the back. 27 of Jonathan Hernandez has gone around, no caution. As we go back to this battle for 3rd and 4th. On the inside there, Dalton has come back out of the pits. Thomas Harmon very loose there. Tommy looking like he wants that 2nd place now. Staying right there with Gerald, and so is Matt Burgess. Oh, and Gerald got it a little bit wrong there. Gerald has now lost second place to Tommy Bordeaux. He won't be happy about that. He'll be wanting that second place back. What is he willing to do to take it? Oh, Gerald's gone into the wall on the exit of turn 2. That's invited Matt Burgess up onto his inside. Can Matt get the move done as well? Track is really starting to slick out now. It's going to be a fast, racy track. The leader is lapping around in 18.999s. You could pretty much call that a 19-second lap. Looks like things are starting to even out a little bit. Jaron Sanchez up into P5. Oh, and Gerald West got a little bit loose in turn 2 there. Gave the nose of Matt Burgess a little bit of a tap. Matt now trying to range up on the inside, but he's gone too low. He might be at risk of Jaron Sanchez getting around him now for P4. In fact, he is. Jaron got around Matt Burgess there to take away the 4th position. Well, what can Jaron do? Can Jaron throw a spanner into the works? We are back under caution again now. I'm not sure what's going on here. Looks like we've got Dalton involved. Possibly a self-spin for Dalton. Let's just rewind this a little bit and have a look. Yep, just pushing too hard out of turn 4. Spun it all by himself right on the racing line. Got Logan Lansford in the lead, Tommy Bordeaux in second, Gerald West out of 3, Jaron Sanchez out of 4. Matt Burgess out of 5, Thomas Harmon 6, Brian Chambliss is going to be out of 7, Mark Penticup out of 8, Brogan Picker Norris 9, Travis Massey 10th. Got Jonathan Hernandez 1 lap down in 11th, Frank Isaacson and Dalton Cowden both 4 laps down in 12th and 13th respectively, with the 1 retirement of Derek A. Myers. As the lights are out on the pace car, we're going to get ready to go green again. Going to be 45 laps down with just 35 to go when we get the green flag. And Logan is off and away.
Go. Green flag.
Tommy Bordeaux getting a great start there to maintain second place. Gerald West is in third. Looks like Matt Burgess is having a little bit of a struggle there on the restart. Back in the pack, we've got a little bit of drama as well. 5 of Mark Penticup going very slowly there. And we're almost 3 wide between the 8, the 7 and the 5. And then we are 3 wide with Jonathan Hernandez picking the middle. Oh, I think Dalton's out of engine. I'm pretty sure his engine just went boom. Gets it into the pits before the caution comes out. And we are going to have a battle for second place here with Gerald West right there on Tommy's inside. And here comes Jaron. Jaron just about got the back of Tommy there and put him around. Couldn't quite do it. As now Jaron's looking on the outside of Gerald West there to try and take that 3rd place away. This is normally when Jaron's cheer squad will come up into the chat there. I'm actually a bit shocked that we haven't seen it yet. And Jaron gets into the back of Gerald. Jaron and Gerald have got it wrong. Jaron's half spun Gerald And that's sent them both well down into the field. Looks like they're back in the 8th and 9th, 7th and 8th places respectively. And this is promoted Matt Burgess up into 3rd and Thomas Harmon up into 4th. Can confirm Tommy Bordeaux is a wheelman, but I can also confirm that so is Logan Lansford. Logan Lansford still running 18-second laps. His last lap was an 18.779 compared to Tommy Bordeaux, who did a 18.736, but I don't think Tommy's lap was clean. Looks like things are starting to get a little bit strung out here, except for this area. Brogan, Pickett, Norris in 5th. Trying to hold off Jaron Sanchez, who's trying to challenge him for that position. Tommy Bordeaux's there as well. Not Tommy, Thomas Harmon, who has just slid underneath Jaron, and they're all caught up to the 21 of Brian Chalmers, who's had a tough time with the wall. That promotes Brogan up into 4th. There's Thomas on the inside. Thomas just about slipped back up into P5. Doesn't have the momentum down low. Oh, that was close. That could have almost been disaster for all of these drivers. Tommy goes low. Jaron goes lower. Oh, and there's a little bit of contact in front of them between Brogan and Brian. Brian just got in front of Brogan with an excellent little slide job. And Jaron's done a slide job on Thomas. Oh, Jaron got it wrong and tapped the back of Thomas there. Brogan now trying to return the serve of the slide job there that he received. Absolutely great racing here for the minor placings. Well, these guys aren't even fighting for a podium, they're just fighting for pride and points. There's Jaron's fan club, right on cue. Jaron's currently up into the 7th position. Looks like Brogan is now comfortably in 5th, but he would want to be a bit better than that. He said to me he was coming here to do this race just for one reason. He just wanted to send it on some of these Americans. And he's doing not a bad job, sitting in 5th place. But he will be disappointed by it. As Thomas now trying to work that lower line, trying to get the run down there on the lower line. I'm not sure if he's going to have much success with it as the track is slicking off. Because here comes Jaron around the outside to try and take that 5th place away from him. Brogan must have had a terrible run through turn 1 and 2. He's fallen into the clutches of Thomas there. But Jaron absolutely flying on the outside there. Gets around Thomas to officially be scored as P6 there. Brogan slips down low to block the run of Thomas. And here comes Logan to put a lap down on him. Where the hell did Logan come from? Logan takes him 3 wide. And Logan is just lapping the field. This is how cool, calm and collected Logan is right now. He has lapped everyone up to 5th place, which is Jaron Sanchez. Next on his list of victims is going to be Brian Chalmers. He goes around the outside of him with ease. Logan's got a very clean truck apart from his right rear corner there. As he's now coming up to the back of the slower car of Frank Isaacson. Currently 5 laps down, about to be 6. And also Travis Masia is now 2 laps down. The next 2 people that he's got to overtake is Matt Burgess and Tommy Bordeaux, our 2nd and 3rd place drivers. There's Matt Burgess, currently in 3rd. Tommy Bordeaux in 2nd. Looks like they got a bit of a gap back before Logan gets to them. So I think we're going to sit in here in Logan's car as we watch him overtake some of these guys. We're going to go from the cockpit camera. So we're seeing what Logan's seeing right now. As you can see, the stricken car of Dalton Cowden up on the podium. And just listen to that throttle control, absolutely perfect. He's not over revving, he's not under revving, he's just sitting there in 4th and just being gentle with it. And he's still doing sub 19-second laps in places. Funny thing is, we weren't even on Logan for that. So I don't know how that happened. Let's try this again. As Logan now coming up to the back of 2nd and 3rd place. There they are. You can hear much different sound now. Whoa, they touch in front of him. He's around Matt. He's going to come up to the inside of Tommy. He gets Tommy. And Matt gets Tommy too. This has just made things really interesting. We're going to go back and have a look at this battle for 2nd as it's unfolding, because these guys are still right in it together. Matt on the outside, Tommy on the inside. Tommy's got it wrong. Tommy's just gone for a spin. And he's brought out the caution. Tommy's brought out the caution. Everyone is a lap down. With 4 laps to go in this race, everyone is a lap down. There's Logan. The absolute dominator. I don't think we've had a more dominant win than this, ever. As Matt Burgess gets the wave around. This will bring the grand total of cars on the lead lap back to 2. The lights are out on the safety car. We're going to go green with 2 laps to go in this race. And we're going to end with 2 cars on the lead lap. I don't think this has ever happened in ORL history. I just wish we had more cars to participate. Oh, the safety car lights have come back on. We're going to go around at least one more time. The lights are out. We're going to have a 1-lap dash. Tommy Bordeaux somehow still held on to 2nd place there. But he might have to 3rd place, sorry. But he might have a bit of a challenge now with 4th place Brian Chalmers starting on his outside. pace car's in. Logan's off and away.
Go, go, go. Green
He's going to be
flag.
unchallenged for this last lap of the race. And because we are on the last lap, there will be no caution coming out. And I think we might have just had an absolute cluster of a crash. We'll just have to wait and see how things pan out when they cross the line. Logan Lansford takes the win. Matt Burgess will take a clean and clear P2. It's all about who's going to finish third, which I'm pretty sure is going to be Tommy. Yeah, he's crossed the line. He is officially P3. But Logan Lansford coming home with a win. Congratulations, Logan. As he's doing his donuts. Alright guys, we're going to go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll be back with our winners and grinners. Alrighty, guys, we are back, and we are with our third place driver here. Some say that he once owned a nickel refinery just so he could have a lifetime supply of pennies. And they also say that he once had a testicle removed because 5 was just too many for his poor little sack to handle. All we know is it's Tommy Bordeaux. Tommy, what a race, man. How did the car feel, and what was the feeling about almost the entire field being a lap down there at the end?
Well, first of all, Corey, I want to say it was a zinc mine, not nickel. Um, zinc is the main component of pennies. I sound like such a jackass right now. That's not what I mean. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, I love it though. I love it. No, it was an interesting race. Good result. Theoretically, when you look at it from the outside, points gain on the championship lead in a 0x race. So that'll help in the points as well. Just kind of frustrating at the end. I've talked to Logan already, but the way I went about most sport when I was that far ahead and coming up on a battle in front of me, I knew I had a good spread to second place. I figured I can let off and let them battle it out for the last couple laps with 5 laps to go, whatever. I just don't think there's a point in lapping other cars, and that's okay. I'm not putting him on blast or anything. He was obviously the class of the field. There's no doubt about that, but that's just kind of a courtesy thing, and who knows? The outcome could have been the same between Matt and I at the end, anyway. But you never know. But I'll take third with a smile on my face. The TommyBordeaux.com Chevy Silverado was still pretty fast all night long. I can hang my hat on winning the pole and winning my heat race, and still having a good points day. But just kind of missed it by a little bit there at the end.
Yeah, well, you were so close, and you were there or thereabouts for the entirety of the race. How was the race as a whole? And how was it like driving an 80 lap race on dirt with the track evolution the way that it was?
It was pretty wild. It was pretty wild. I could tell throughout the race how hard I was working the wheel and the gas pedal. Really, um, you know, you want to be as smooth as you can around here, but at the same time, that's very difficult. And Logan was able to master that super well. I watched him in the heat race, and he was just smooth the whole way around. And that's what it takes to be fast. But it was a crazy race, chaotic. I think there was only one restart the whole night where I actually had the luxury of a top lane restart. Um, so to end up where I did, even with that kind of setback, still a great finish and a fantastic points day.
Alrighty, well, thank you very much, man. While we got you up here in the booth, who do you have to thank? We know you got a long list of people.
I sure do. First and foremost, everybody at Fast watching the Fast Racing League. They're my friends, Austin Hakes and Joseph Weaver, my teammates. Congratulations! Special shout out to Davey Hazard for winning the FTF 500 a couple days ago. That's a huge achievement in our 2003 land. Besides that, man, you got to go check out TommyBordeaux.com, best website on the net. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Tommy_Bordeaux. And of course, a big thank you to you, Corey, for putting on the broadcast, and Jaron for putting on this fantastic league. It's been a great season so far. I hope to keep at it.
Well, we look forward to seeing you in the near future, continuing on with your great results, man, and hopefully we see you up here a lot more often.
I sure hope so. Thank you very much, Corey.
Alrighty, guys, so that was Tommy Bordeaux, our third place getter for tonight. An absolutely amazing man, an amazing driver, and maybe just a little bit of feeling there between him and Logan. Coming up next, he sponsored one of the rounds, the round that Tommy Bordeaux was actually alluding to, the ZAR 35 at the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Our second place getter for this evening, the one and the only, the 12 of Matt Burgess. Matt, congratulations on P2, man, in what was one of the craziest but most amazing races that we have had so far this season.
Oh, thanks. Seems like when we got a racer that's going to dominate, I've managed to pull off twice, or second twice now, and well, it was a lot of fun, and there was a lot of green laps. I expected a lot more yellows than we had, so hats off to all the racers tonight.
Yeah, it was definitely some great racing when we did get that big green flag run, but one thing that I wasn't expecting was for Logan to not only catch up to you and Tommy, but to overtake yous with such ease and finesse like he did. But Tommy was saying that there might have been maybe a little bit of a call for courtesy there because you guys were battling it out pretty hard. What is your feeling on the subject?
Yeah, generally, it's a learning experience. I think next time that happens, Logan will back off and let the two fight. It's, I mean, it happens. You get in the moment, and you're just trying to go your fast as you can. I guess it would have been. I don't know if I could have got past Tommy. I mean, I was a little faster than him, but just to get the right line and stuff, we were battling out. It'd been nice to battle it out, without getting a little bit of interference there. But it is what it is. I think next time Logan will probably let the people fight it out if he's got such a huge lead again.
Alright, man, now let's just talk about the race. How was the race as a whole? I mean, 80 laps at Eldora is no mean feat, especially with how wide that slick area got in the corners. How was the track handling for you at the start of the race compared to the end of the race?
I actually liked it better at the end of the race. Seemed like I could get through the corners and stuff a little bit better than, well, at that time Tommy was the only one I was competing with. I don't know. I guess when it was a little grippier, I wasn't quite as fast as everyone, but enough to stay ahead of them. And then once it got slick there, I just managed. It just fit my style a little bit better for that.
Yeah, well, that's awesome to hear, man. I mean, and the race between you and Tommy was amazing. Like I must say, the way that you guys were battling it out, even with the slight little bit of interference that you got from Logan, the way that you just continued hostilities immediately after was a great sight to see.
Oh yeah, I had a 0x going in there, and I'm like, I don't want to push it too much because there is some bonus points there, but it is Tommy, and he'll race people clean. So if you race me clean, I'll race you clean. So I didn't want to force the issue, to cause him any damage or me any damage. And it was just back and forth and trying to get that low line. I was trying to get on the high, and then when I finally did, he was pushing back on the low. So it was a lot of fun.
Alrighty, man. Well, while we got you up here in the booth, who do you have to thank for helping you out here tonight?
Well, I helped Logan. I watched him in practice and saw a few things he was doing and helped me get some better times around the track. And congrats to Logan for winning. Um, uh, I guess to Jaron for putting on the league and for you broadcasting and actually suggesting we come here to Eldora. I mean, it turned out it was a lot of fun.
Alright, well, thank you very much, man. Thank you for your time. Congratulations on P2, and hopefully, coming into the second half of the season with Richmond next week, we start to see some more results out of you.
Oh yeah, the next few tracks I really like, so let's see how it can go there.
Alrighty, man. We'll catch you later on. The 12 of Matt Burgess in P2, everyone. Up next, he was the dominant force of this entire race. I don't think we've seen, anything as dominating as this. Lapping the entire field. If it wasn't for that late caution, the entire field would have been a lap down. We are, of course, talking about the 31 of Logan Lansford, ladies and gentlemen. Logan. Wow. What a race, man.
That that was something.
Did you
I
expect coming into this at any point in time that you would have had the chance to lap the entire field?
No, I didn't at all. And before we even get into this, I want to apologize to Tommy and them at the end. I got greedy to lap the entire field, and I thought I could clear him, and I didn't. And it's my fault. My bad. I'm sorry. But no, I did not expect to come in and lap the entire field.
Well,
I
it was definitely, a really good display of dominance, especially, after the really horrible season that you've had so far with, having so many DNS and being involved in so many wrecks. This must be a really gratifying race for you.
It is, and the funniest part about it is that my only two top fives are now first and second. So to come in here and dominate the way we did, I was already feeling good about this track, and I've been feeling good about it since the start of the season. I knew this was probably my breaking point to get through, and I definitely excelled on it today. Just real smooth.
Yeah, well, we late in the race there, we went into your in-car camera, and we just listened to your throttle control, and it definitely sounded like you could teach everyone else in here, including myself, a thing or two about driving around Eldora.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in the C class whenever the trucks first came out and they brought them to Eldora. I spent a lot of time learning them, like at the very beginning, and then I've slowly picked up over time. And this week, I finally broke into the 18.7s on fixed setup, so I'm feeling really good. I ran one throughout the race, so that made me realize just how quick I was really.
Yeah, well, we're keeping an eye on your times, and I think at one point I saw that you did an 18.736. But it
Yeah,
was a lap where you had a 0x, so it didn't count towards your overall total.
yeah, but it was one of those that just to see the fact that I could run it with tapping the wall. Like, I mean, that's the only way to really be fast around here and run like 18.7s. You got to have the rear end on the wall up, so a few points on the racetrack to keep it up to speed and keep it straight. All in all, this was just fun.
So, how was the track for you at the start of the race compared to the end of the race? Because we talked to you at the end of your second heat there, and you said that the track was starting to get faster. Um, how was it for you, grip wise, speed wise, at the start of the race compared to the end of the race?
Grip wise, it was pretty slick to be honest. Whatever this, I guess at the very beginning, it took it all the way up to about halfway. Whenever we got a pretty good green run, where we were able to start actually getting the slick to come up through the racetrack, and then I was able to start maneuvering it to get myself to the berm. You know how it is. Once any dirt people know, once you get on the berm and ride that, you're all right.
And what about the passing of the slower cars as you're coming up to lap everyone? How difficult is it to, I guess, for lack of better words, perform the perfect slide job where it doesn't slow you up any and you still get around to lap cars?
Well, I really didn't have much of that because a lot of people kind of moved over and let me go by, which I appreciate that 100% because it made less work on me. I think the only person I had to pull a slider on was the five of Mark. And it was one of those where I checked up for about half a lap and I couldn't sit there any longer because I didn't know where the guys were behind me. So I had to throw it off in a corner and I came up pretty far in front of him. And I really couldn't see a difference to how much it slowed me up just because he was so far back. So I had no idea. I mean, I guess the one with Tommy was the only one I really got to see and we were pretty quick, even throwing sliders.
Alrighty, man. Well, while we got you up here in the booth, anyone you'd like to thank for helping you out here tonight?
Well, first off, I'd like to thank you guys for always putting on the show and finally giving me my first win here on dirt and in the trucks. Took me a while, but to get the first win in the league feels really nice. And really, I got to thank Tri City Speedway because just earlier this year, I seen a truck running on there, and it really caught my attention to put them on this truck. And I can't wait to see what they do later in the future. And again, just thank you guys.
Alright, well, thank you very much for your time, man, and we'll see you next week in Richmond. And hopefully, we see you have another good result. I mean, hopefully, you can carry on this momentum.
Yes, sir. I sure hope so.
Alright, guys, so that was a 31 of Logan Lansford, tonight's winner here at ORL Eldora. Coming up next, we have the Hard Charger Award. Now, the Hard Charger Award's usually a prestigious award, but tonight we're going to give the Hard Charger Award to an absolute pleb. And of course, without any other introduction other than that, we are talking about league owner and operator, the four of Jaron Sanchez. Jaron,
Oh,
congratulations on getting the Hard Charger Award for tonight.
first time ever. Feels good.
Now, we're just having a look at your truck here and the screenshot that we
No.
got. And
Don't look too good.
she's looking a little bit sorry for herself, mate. What's the story behind that? What happened on that last restart?
Hey, she was still pretty fast though. I was holding on to my fast repair for till the end in case I needed it. So I was actually running third gear most of the race because I had engine damage. But uh, man, that was a lot of fun and got into a lot of guys. A lot of guys got into me, especially at the end. And it is what it is. But man, yeah, that's not too pretty there.
Now, how was the race for you as a whole? We've seen you featured a couple of times up in the top five. You were there or thereabouts generally for most of the race. How was it overall for you?
Yeah, once I worked my way through the field a little bit, it just started clicking. The track slicked up a little bit, and once it slicked up in that second half, man, that was everything was just clicking, and I was able to catch the top 3, 4, 5 guys, and I like, took fifth place for a while. That was a lot of fun, but yeah, I was just slinging that thing around there. It felt really good, and then it only takes one mistake or two to lose a few spots, and once you lose those spots, you got to work your way back, and that's where it gets tough.
Right, now let's take the driver cap off for a second and put the league owner and operator cap on. As a race in a whole, this I think was a fairly successful race for the league. It's the first time that we've ventured into dirt as a league, and we got a good response from the drivers. A little bit of feeling there at the end between Tommy and Logan about a little bit of respect. What is your kind of view on that area of things as a league
I
owner?
think I think it was a success. A lot of drivers were worried about it, but I wanted to do something different. We all want to do something different, and of course, you're the one who mainly talked me into running the dirt. So, uh, we run a lot of ovals, half miles, 2 miles speedways, and being our third season, we decided to mix it up a little bit. Throw this track in here along with the road course, and I know a lot of guys it might not be their best track, but everybody had fun, and it was a good race, and it puts people out of their comfort zone to run tracks that they're not used to. So all in all, everyone's going to learn from it and be a better driver, and that's what it's all about.
Well, speaking of throwing people into the deep end, into tracks that they're uncomfortable with, such as this and Mosport, where we were early in the season, dominating victories, absolutely dominating victories at the two tracks. Um, it- does that inspire confidence in you that we got a good group of guys here, or do you think maybe we need to try something to rein some of these faster guys back?
Yeah, we're probably not going to do a road course for a little while, and we're probably not going to do a dirt course for a little while because the guys who ran away with them just absolutely ran away with them. So they don't need any more advantage the championship run than they already got. So, but no, it's good. We've got a lot of well-rounded fast guys in here, and I love it.
All right, man. Well, thank you for your time. Is anyone you'd like to thank, hinting towards your cheer squad in the chat?
Oh yeah, my wife, she's always watching and rooting for me, and you guys for doing the broadcast, and my dogs for sleeping right here next to me, and my daughter for sleeping in the room next door.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for allowing me to talk you into doing dirt. It's
It
been
was
a
a
lot
good
of
good
fun. It was
idea.
a great broadcast, and I think everyone had a lot of fun with this.
Oh yeah, I had a lot of fun. I can't wait for next week. We're going to Richmond. What is that? 125 laps. That's gonna be it's gonna be another good race. We'll have to see who comes out on top then.
Definitely, we definitely will. Alrighty, guys, this is going to wrap up the broadcast here. I'd like to thank everyone for coming and watching on behalf of all the drivers, the teams, Jaren, and myself. And we will see you guys next week for the Richmond International Speedway for round number 7 of the Output Racing League.